strange mystery. After 5 p.m., the tale of Ash and his loyal dog. Hannah imagined the horrifying scene, feeling a chill run down her spine as she thought of the piano music echoing in the dead of night amidst the burning house. When the house was completely consumed by fire, no one survived. The charred bodies of Mr. Larry, his wife, and their son were found in the ashes. But the strange thing was the piano keys remained intact, untouched by the fire. Since then, the piano has become a haunting symbol of this house. Mr. Danes turned to Hannah, his gaze piercing through her soul. Many believe that Mr. Larry's spirit still lingers here, trapped between two worlds. Those who have stayed here claim to have heard the piano playing at night, sometimes accompanied by the laughter and crying of a woman and a child. On certain nights, the eerie music echoes throughout the house, stretching on like an endless melody of a tormented soul. Sometime after the fire, the house was renovated and put on the market by the authorities. But no one dares to live here for long. Hannah felt a cold shiver down her spine as she listened to the story. She looked at the piano, imagining that horrifying image. Mr. Danes continued leading her through the other rooms, but her mind remained haunted by the story of the pianist. Hannah looked at Mr. Danes, her eyes reflecting both curiosity and fear. What about the others who have lived here? Did they experience anything? Mr. Danes gave a vague smile. There are many stories, Miss Osborne. Each person who comes here leaves with their own tale. But the story of the pianist is one of the most terrifying. Hannah could feel the eerie and haunted atmosphere of the house. She knew that what lay ahead wouldn't be easy, but it was also her chance to write a groundbreaking article. Determined not to back down, she signed the lease for the house, preparing for the journey to uncover the dark and haunting secrets ahead. Mr. Danes, if possible, I'd like to hear more of these stories, Hannah suggested. I need to understand this place thoroughly to write a truly impactful piece. Mr. Danes's eyes deepened. Very well, Miss Osborne. This house holds many mysteries. I'll tell you about another story that's just as chilling. They continued walking, their footsteps echoing through the quiet, haunted house. Mr. Danes began telling the second story, his voice low and steady, like a curse whispered from the past. After the pianist and his family were burned to death, this house stood abandoned in the outskirts for many years, becoming a source of fear for the nearby villagers. Whenever they looked at the house, they couldn't forget the tragic death of the family. The once pristine white walls were now blackened with soot, creating grimy marks like scars of pain and suffering. The windows, once bright with light, were now clouded with dust. The curtains hung torn, flapping in the wind like ghostly hands waving. The red roof tiles had faded over time, with some broken and worn, giving the house a derelict, haunting appearance. No one dared approach the house, frightened by the rumors of the piano playing at night. The weeping of the wife and son burned alive, and the ghostly image of the pianist playing in the flames still vivid in everyone's minds. They say that on full moon nights, the moonlight shines through the windows, casting shadowy figures like dancing ghosts inside. Mr. Danes continued, his deep voice like the sound from an old cassette tape. However, after it was renovated and sold at an unbelievably low price by the authorities, the house eventually found a new owner, a young man named Ash and his dog. The house, despite its dark reputation, appealed to Ash because of its low price, as he was looking for a place to settle down. Unaffected by the rumors, he dismissed them as superstitions. Determined to turn the dilapidated house into his home, Ash moved in without hesitation. At first, Everything was normal. Ash happily unpacked his belongings, with boxes stacked in the living room waiting to be opened. He cleaned, scrubbed, and repaired some of the damaged areas. The cracks in the walls were patched up. The murky windows were cleaned to let sunlight pour into the house. He replaced the burnt-out light bulbs, making the space bright and cozy. Ash even planted a few potted plants on the porch, hoping to bring new life to the place. His loyal dog ran around the house, excited, as if it too felt the positive change. It wagged its tail joyfully, exploring every corner of the house. Its happy barking echoed through the rooms, bringing a lively and fresh atmosphere to the once gloomy space. Gradually, Ash settled into his new life. He found the house spacious and peaceful, an ideal place to live and work. In the mornings, sunlight streamed through the windows, illuminating the freshly painted white walls, creating a serene scene. Ash often sat by the window, sipping coffee, while admiring the small garden he had nurtured. Every evening after finishing his work, Ash would walk around the garden with his dog, soaking in the tranquility and quietness of the suburbs. He was happy with his new home, believing it would be the place where he could start a new chapter in his life. Mr. Danes sat in an old armchair, the dim light from a table lamp casting eerie shadows around him. He turned to Hannah, his eyes gleaming with mystery, and continued in a tense voice. But then, the strange signs began to appear, Mr. Danes whispered, making the atmosphere heavier. In the days that followed, around 5 p.m., when the sunlight started to fade, Ash began to sense a change in the air. Something was very wrong. A sudden cold wind blew through the windows, even though there was no sign of wind outside. Ash felt a chill, as if an eerie force had swept through his body. The strange whispers and the cold drafts made him uneasy. Mr. Danes leaned closer to Hannah, his eyes reflecting tension. The wooden floors began to creak continuously, as if someone was walking on them. Ash knew he was the only one in the house, and no matter how much he checked, there was no one else there.